to the logo. Bink, you're going.
What's going on? It's Big Bink from Bink'S BREAKROOM podcast, and we got a little different setup this time. Like this setup, shout out little is it Carly or Carly? I forget. She got like 40 different names, but shout out my little niece and that boy Matt. They done put together a new set, and we coming real strong this year. Shani, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm good. Is what's not working?
Okay, I need to have a talk.
Oh, we're live.
Job opening.
But, no, we fixing it live. No, they seeing the best. Go fix it. Yeah. Okay, we're here. All righty.
I got you.
That's what
This is what y'all don't see.
When
we in post-production, when we put the show out, this is what you don't see, but we keeping it all the way real. Something is wrong. Yeah, something is wrong with the little mics we got. But these are dope mics too, man. I don't know, all my tech people out there. Shout out Comica, whatever this is, but it's kind of dope. But mine didn't though. Anyway, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm great. I'm just trying to get my mic right so I can make sure that we good. And then Mel's
Inside Out
came to hang out with us.
We're not gonna do this all night. We're not gonna do this.
Mills, I miss you, man.
To the mic, man.
I wanted to hold you tighter, man. No homo, man. I wanted to hug you tight, man.
Shout out.
I ain't seen you in a while, man.
Hey, it's been a long time. Appreciate y'all having me back on the show, man. And it's great to be back with the fam, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's get into the show. Let's get it cracking.
So we got a special guest, man. It ain't real. This ain't really an interview. It's more like a conversation. But one of our friends came back to come hang out on the break room. Man, he got like 18. He got 18 different names, but I know him as Taz, right? But later on in the game, he became Dave Anderson. But this guy is a best-selling author, radio personality. I'm gonna say activist. I'm gonna say mental activist. I'm gonna say mentor, and I'm gonna say my boy, Dave Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
hold up.
Thank you, sir.
Bro,
my man.
how you doing, man?
Man, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off, brother. I'm phenomenal.
I mean, like, if you know the Dave Anderson story, if you've been following this guy, you got a whole different look, man.
Yeah, no, I grew locks.
Yeah, you grew locks, and got rid of some weight.
Yeah, just a little bit, like 352 pounds. Yeah. Wow. Be nice. That was a strong wow. It's like I haven't stepped down from that was a verified wow right there. That was a wowzer.
Wow. You know what, man? At what point? I want to hop into that a little bit. At what point did you say, you know what? Me gonna try to lose some weight, or let me lose a little, or I got to get so and so off. Talk about that, man.
Yeah, man. For me, I've been struggling with weight my whole life. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I was at a point where I just was not feeling good.
Yeah.
And when you're young, you can be and it not affect you as much, but then all of a sudden your knees start going, and then your back starts predicting whether or not it's going to rain, and then you find it harder and harder to find clothes. Like when I was up to like I'm not even trying to be funny. I was up to a 7X, man. I had a 72-inch waist.
72?
Yeah, 72-inch waist. Yeah. So I was, I was big, bro. Like, and then for me, I just wanted to have a better quality of life. And I looked around and I didn't see a whole lot of, almost 600-pound people who were elderly living the type of life I wanted to live. Yeah. And so I conquered everything. Respectfully, I conquered everything else. The only thing I had not conquered was what I was putting into my body. And so I was like, okay, so I'm going to do all the steps. And I tried to lose a ton of weight on my own. I lost like 92 pounds on my own. And then my doctor was like, I think you need to see a surgeon. I'm like, surgery? That's cheap. And then he was like, yeah, okay, well, let's go sit down with the surgeon. Sat down with the surgeon. He said, listen, if you don't do this, you won't see 50. And I was like, damn, that's cutting it close, dog. Yeah. He hit with the bus rounds. There's only 5 years left. I was like, nah, dog. We want. So I went and had a gastric sleeve, and then I started doing Kempo, Krav Maga. I saw a therapist. I saw a nutritionist. Like, I literally have changed every single aspect of my life, both physically, emotionally, and psychologically.
And so on this journey, physically for you and mentally, what got better? Like off the rip, like I can do this now or blah, blah, blah.
So,
because you're actually helping somebody right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. The funny thing is I have a real comparison and contrast because I've got a 26-year-old and I got a 10-year-old.
Ooh.
So there's things I never did with my 26-year-old that I can do with my 10-year-old. Like I never got on a roller coaster with my oldest kid until I got to like 250. You know, but like since my youngest kid has been able to get on roller coasters, been able to do that, chase after her. You marry, you automatically know. You have to be like, honey, can you go and get this, that, and the third? I'm like, now I'm like, yo, you ever see Nutty Professor Eddie Murphy? Like, I know stairs, I'm the stairmaster. Bro, I'll be running up and down stairs like Sonic the Hedgehog, bro.
Yeah.
It's that type of stuff. Plus, you know, I don't get winded as much as doing very basic things. You know, I bend over, tie my shoes, that type of stuff. And that might not sound like a lot to some people, but trust me, if you like need the jaws of life and an oxygen tank in order to put your clothes on, you will understand the beauty of just being able to feel normal, stuff not aching. And then, you know, I don't get to meet sweats anymore. I had obstructive sleep apnea, which means I had to have that machine, the CPAP. So I was, you know, sleeping every night, sounding like Bane from Batman. I am breathing at night. So like not having to deal with any of that and just being able to go to a Target, look at something, say, oh, let me get the large shirt and just walk out without having to try it on. Yeah. Non-scale victory, bro. So yeah, life is good, man.
Wow, man. Well, you look amazing, bro.
Thank you, sir. You lie like a rug. The check's in the mail.
I went through my little health journey. I lost like 70 pounds.
That's huge.
I changed my eating habits. I became vegan. I've been vegan for 3 years.
Wow.
But you know what I'm missing? The whole shaping of the muscles and the arm and the definition. Because I'm not a good lifter. I try, but I'm not good, man. I'm not good. I do a lot of cardio, a lot of running, you know, a lot of arm and leg exercises, and I just kind of eat different, man. But I know we were talking off air on the phone one time. You talking about how you lifting? Yeah. Like talk about that, man. Because I don't. In my mind, I want to lift 300-400 pounds, but you have to start small.
No, you have to start small, and it's not about how much weight you lift. That's ego. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not saying you got an ego, but people do that. Just you know, get over here and push it up. Nah, none of that. Get yourself some small weights and be consistent, because then you're going to start to see that your body's going to respond. And then after a while, it's like, why am I lifting these? And then you move up. Your body will tell you when it's time to move up. Yeah. Right. So I tell people all the time, and I'm not a personal trainer. I can only tell you what I've done for me. Sure. I lift 3 to 4 times a week, you know, and I concentrate on certain areas, you know, on certain days of the week, you know, arms. And then my favorite day at the gym is the day that everybody dreads, which is leg day. I'm an ancient voodoo god called Papa Leg Day. Yeah. Papa Leg Day won his tribute. So now that's where I get my ego on, because I will stack plates on both sides and just kick. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like it is the most stress relieving thing. But I don't think you got to do anything fancy. I think you just get in there and you start lifting heavy things. And it's important because cardio is great. And it's important, but muscle retention, especially when you're over 40, you're going to need more muscle because we start to lose it. Our testosterone drops. You know, you want to make sure that you're tapping into those hormone reserves and getting those things kicked off. And the best way to do that is to lift heavy.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah. Mel, you going to go lift?
That's what I'm still debating on, because the whole lifting thing, I went to the gym the other day. And I went to talk to them about the membership, and when they told me how much it cost, I said, you know what, I'm gonna just try to figure out how to lift weights outside. And
a bunch of rocks and bricks, you just get them.
Look, let me go hit the street corner. What's those New York workouts when you're on the light pole? That's what I'm trying to do. Because you know we all lost. You know, can we start calling you Big Bink now? We gotta call you Slim Bink.
Medium Bink. Medium Bink.
But that was one of the questions I had too about this whole thing was, you know, I lost about 30 pounds last year. Right. But I can't do that gym. I don't know why. I'm allergic to that gym. Every time I walk in there, I'm like, what helps you get over that motivation or get the motivation to go in there and go deal with that?
I'm not trying to buy a whole new wardrobe. I gave away $50,000 worth of clothes that I can't wear.
Did you?
Yeah. Because, you know, I mean, like, listen, I was big. I was never ugly, and I never looked like a bum. Listen, bro.
Tails fly. Still fly.
I'm barely fly. I'm the low fly zone now. But you know, I had Robert Graham shirts, and like, you know, the fat gets everywhere. So I had like red bottom sneakers I never wore because now they're too big for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want to have to go and buy new clothes. The other thing of that is, there are days I don't go to the gym at all. I can skip the gym for 3 weeks, but I get up, I go downstairs, I turn on YouTube. There's always plenty of free workouts on there.
Absolutely.
And I built a little gym downstairs. So I've got free weights, I've got a walking pad, you know, I've got yoga mats, I've got resistance bands, like, you know, I get it in. And then the best thing that you can possibly do, man, is calisthenics, because you're fighting against your own body weight. Yeah. You know, so there's ways to get around not being in the gym. And a lot of people are intimidated by the gym, because you see these people walking around looking like American gladiators, and here you are, you know, looking like a busted Pillsbury biscuit can. You trying to, you know, you busted one. Yeah, you know, you pop the can over there. Yeah, man. Listen, I am sucked in everywhere right now. But no, like, I think that's the best thing to do for the gym. And you just go in there, you start, like, get on the treadmill for 45 minutes and do yourself a little circuit around the Nautilus machines, and then get on out of there. Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing for me is also, you got all these jokers up in here videotaping and shooting content in the gym and all this other stuff. And, you know, I might want to slap the brakes off of somebody in there. They, you know, trying to take me trying to get started on this type of situation, you know?
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, then, you know, you on TikTok, next thing you know, you on TikTok with some song behind you while you trying to get started on that. So that's, you know, but I respect what you're saying, though. You know, do it at the house.
That was mad for real.
Yeah,
You got about some experiences. We working through feelings right now. I was like, yeah.
Look, I'm being honest, me. So that's the struggle that I have with that.
Yeah, no, it's real. Like, I think like anything else, if you decide to put on your camera and you start saying, this is what you don't want to be, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But other than that, like, listen, you don't got none of them problems at home. Dude, you still do stand up? Every once in a while, you know, I'll go do 15, 20 minutes just to keep the. So you still have the urge to do it. I guess that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't watch a couple of your sets, man. Yeah. You pretty good, bro. I'm all right. I'm moderately funny. You know, I've written a lot better jokes than I've performed myself. You're welcome, people. But I think for me, it's, bro, the only thing I have a desire to do is watch pro wrestling, read comic books, and play with my family. Everything else is just a means to an end. It doesn't mean I'm not passionate about the things that I do. Yeah. But like, for me, the urge is to get home safely and just enjoy my family. But yeah, man, I started in stand up. Like, I mean, I did radio first, and then, you know, I moved to stand up. I was at the Laugh House when there were a bunch of nobodies like Kevin Hart and Michael Blacks, and, you know, just there were a bunch of folks that were not where they are now. You know, in the late 90s, and you can't remove that. And it's one of those things where everything I learned has helped me in something else. You know? Now, how has that journey for comedy helped you write these books? Because you done wrote over 20 books, right? Yeah, 23. This is right, a #1 Amazon bestseller right here. It's called The Real Black Agenda. Yeah, not the fake one. And we living in an era right now
You gotta hold
where
you gotta hold it up.
The book up like this?
Up some more.
Yeah, right there. You good?
This is real live live podcast stuff.
Oh,
but anyway,
yeah, right.
Trying to get me right. Can y'all see this?
Yeah,
you good. Yeah. So the Real Black Agenda, we living in an era right now where I can't think of anything more important that we as African Americans need to know, because I mean, the cards ain't in our favor right now, bro. Nah, man, I'm gonna say this. It's like anything else. If you know how to play, it don't matter the cards you dealt, right? I think a lot of times we get so caught up in, I want to be in the game, that we don't understand how to manipulate the rules. And the biggest thing that I see in our communities and in densely populated Black neighborhoods is there is everybody else making money in these neighborhoods, and they're telling us there's no money in the hood. If there's no money in the hood, why white folks always trying to gentrify it? If there's no money in the hood, then why we got McDonald's there when McDonald's don't build nothing in the profit center? If there's no money in the hood, then why is it it's a lot of churches making a lot of money, 33 million a week on average in America. That's just a Black church.
A week?
A week.
What church?
$33 million a week on average. The Black church. If there is a Black majority congregation church,
just
if you take
one
the number,
church, or
no,
all of them collectively?
Collectively, all
Okay.
across the country. Okay. Yeah, so 33 million a week. They're getting that money from somewhere. And so my whole thing is, if you look at what they do in Chinatown, if you look at what they do in Little Italy, if you look at what they do in the Jewish deli districts, diamond districts, it's about group economics. It's about making sure that we keep our dollar circulating amongst ourselves, and that we start prioritizing things. We treat our children like, you know what, 18, you out the house. Most people don't do that outside of our community. Most people's kids will stay with them between 22 and 26. We got to start treating our children like heirs and assets. We got to start getting into trust. We got to start realizing that every generation in the Black community usually starts at ground zero. We are the most uninsured people when it comes to life insurance. We are the most underinsured people when it comes to paying for funeral expenses. And so every generation is starting from zero. We got to start building legacy, not just saying generational wealth, because you heard it on a podcast, but generational wealth that you can see. And we've got to make sure that we take our communities back, and we got to make sure that we are happy and healthy, and we're supporting each other in a real way, not just talking about it.
So why do you think we don't accomplish that? Because working together as collectives, circulating the Black dollar in our community is something that we've heard a lot. Like we've been hearing this for at least 20 years now. Yeah. Why is it that you think that we don't do it?
Black people are too addicted to white adjacency and what other people think to actually do something that's going to benefit them, because they don't want to look bad in front of other folks. They don't want to leave their comfortable job. They don't want to be the person that went out there and screwed it up. So they'd rather play it safe. Safety is the biggest disease that is haunting the Black community right now. So that's why we don't do it. Also, if it didn't work for your mama, why would it work for you? If it didn't work for your granddaddy, why would it work for you? We don't have enough examples of that. Like, yeah, there's a Robert Smith, there's a Byron Allen, there's an Oprah Winfrey, there's a Shaq. But just when you look, how many people can say that they've got this person that went out here, risked it all, put their balls on the line and did it? We don't do that because we are afraid. And we got to get past that fear. I'm scared every day. Yeah. I have not had a steady paycheck since I retired. There's no such thing, you know, but again, that doesn't stop me from investing in businesses. That does not stop me from building businesses. That does not stop me from failing. I have learned nothing from success. The only lessons I've ever had in life were failure. And we got to get more comfortable with that and failing publicly and often. Because if we do that, then we're not so concerned about what the comment section got to say and what mom and them got to say, because at the end of the day, it's your life and you got to die to leave here. So what kind of life are you going to live?
Yeah.
I think something that you brought up and something Shawnee brought up as well was the fact that we don't support each other. And there's, you know, we always asking for discounts when we go see our own people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That, which is something frustrating and something that we need to get out of the mindset of what in your opinion, I'm quite sure you touched on that in the book, is one of the sources of that, of this mindset that we need to be hooking. The homeboy hookup is what I'm getting at. Where do we get that from?
Listen, it's always been in us, because what we're really saying is when we talk about the homeboy hookup, or why can't you just look out for me? Like, we fan, da 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 da. What we're coming from is, if you take the B off the word Black, that's what it is. It's lack. We are afraid that we're lacking something, instead of realizing that we have everything we absolutely need. We just have to understand how to best play that situation. So, for example, if I go into a business and I'm supporting that business, and I know that somebody else is going to come in here asking for a hookup, I'd be like, yo, let me pay for the next 3 people behind me. Like, we got to start coming from that place. And if more of us did that, we'd have that. We got enough time to stand in line for Jordans, but we ain't got enough time to invest in no Nike stock that gives you a dividend every quarter. And then you can take that money and then start investing in your infrastructure. You know, we don't like to risk it all. And we always want to make sure when we see somebody win, the first thing we do, how many white folks in the NBA do you see with an entourage? How many white folks in the NFL do you see with an entourage?
Man, can you say that again?
How many white people in professional sports do you see with an entourage? The answer is 0. We got to bring everybody with us. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right? Y'all got to work. But the second somebody wins, everybody wants to show up, and then they get drained. I mean, look at what happened to Hammer. Look at what almost happened to Iverson. We've got to start looking at how we operate. And then instead of just giving somebody something, put people in position. Like, we got to start looking, okay, listen, Michelle's an accountant. She needs to be the accountant for me. Like, there are things that we can do if we understood the importance of community. And I think that's one of the biggest things that integration did to our community, which was tell us that the white man's ice was colder, the white man's hotel was better, the white man's hospitals were cleaner, and we lost all of that. And so we suffer from a hookup-itis because we don't believe that we can lift each other up.
Hookup-itis. Hookup-itis, that's the word for today.
Yes.
I like the term homeboy hookup. I like let me not say that. I ain't gonna say that.
But it's true. It's like a mindset. When you find out your boy own something or work somewhere, the first thing, we do, I'm going to give me a hookup. Shoot, he running Popeyes, I'm going to give me a free 2-piece. He at the club, shoot, go through the back door. He going to let me in. Yeah. And sometimes when that doesn't happen, then, he tripping, man. He done made it, man. I ain't messing with him, man. He ain't looking out for the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what about when people leave a neighborhood? Yeah. They get famous, they leave the neighborhood. Is that doing a disservice to the community? I was raised in, let's just give an example. I was raised on the south side of town.
Right.
I made it. Now I live in the suburbs. I left where I was born, where I was raised, how I learned to be the person that I am. I'm looked at by my peers as somebody that got away from the neighborhood. I'm trying to make a better way for my family. You know what I'm saying? And it's safe out here. Right. Y'all know what y'all do in the hood. Where does the operation go wrong in that scenario?
So there's two things that are happening at the same time that cause both things to happen. The first thing is you made it. You're in a higher tax bracket. And we black people, everybody know when somebody hit.
Yeah.
And what happens when somebody hit? There's two things that happen. You get cousins you ain't heard from nowhere. Like Queen Pen, who did that song with Blackstreet, she had a song on her album where she says, going up there ain't had nothing to do with you. You make a hit and everybody went to high school with you. And it's the truth. And so what winds up happening is everybody start coming out the woodwork. And there's the people come out the woodwork who want to hook up. And it's the people who come out the woodwork who want to rob you.
Yeah.
So why am I going to stay in a place where I'm most likely to get robbed?
Yeah.
However, that does not mean you do not try to come and give back and then change the mindset of what's happening with the people who are where you're from. But I don't think you're under any particular obligation to stay in an environment that all of a sudden is not safe for you. Like how you look. Like, does LeBron live in the hood? Because he's from one.
True. Yeah.
Dion, Primetime don't live in the hood. Last I checked.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens don't live in the hood. Like nobody who you feel is real. None of these rappers, none of them live in the hood. They all live in gated communities. All of these people telling people how bad black people got it are living high on the hog. I live in a condo. But that's my choice because I like to be able to diversify.
I live in Oak Cliff in the hood.
Oak Cliff, that's my hood. Let me stop.
Right down the street.
Johnny Straight Cliff though.
Yeah, no, she's from the Cliff.
Ain't nobody gonna bother me.
No, because you gonna listen. You gonna pum somebody.
You know, ding ding. He knows.
Listen, that's why I love Texas. Why I can't wait to move back here. I carry all the guns. I can carry all three. I have 3 guns. I call them Trump 1, Trump 2, Trump 3 because they're all 45s.
I may have a tough question for you about this. Why are we as black people? Why do we feel the need to be responsible for the collective?
The collective of what?
Of black people.
A collective of black people?
As far as, and understand the question first. It's more about individuality.
Sure.
We, like Bink'S says, we are all, at the end of the day, primarily focused on the people that are in our lives, individual, the black people that are in our lives, individually. And we're working hard for them.
Sure. And
to improve their condition. But, I don't hear, you really don't hear this conversation amongst the white or any other group of people as far as the collective.
No, you certainly don't. And here's why. Name me the most low-life Jewish person you know. Go. Name me the most low-life Korean person you know. Go. Name me the low-life Italian person you know. You can't. We're the only people.
What'd you say?
Pete Davidson is a mutt. He doesn't know what he is. And truthfully, if you look at him, his phenotype look a little bit. Our producer Mac laughed at that. Pete Davidson is a doctor.
Why Pete Davidson first?
And Pete Davidson is a multi-millionaire.
Oh, yeah, but that's
I say Pete Davis got some dollars.
Pete Davidson,
I'll be a low-life millionaire.
I just wonder why him. I was a comedian.
But again,
I like Pete Davis. Pete
Davidson's adopted. He don't know what he is. That man is a mutt.
Total scumbag, if you will.
Meanwhile,
but he looked Jewish.
Okay.
I was just wondering. Continue, my brother.
In all seriousness, black people are the only people in this country that are judged by the least of us. We're the only ones that are judged by the least of us. And so subconsciously, a lot of us want to lift up as many of us as humanly possible so that the judgment lessens. Think about it. A lot of us who are still in corporate America, what's the one thing? You know what? Bink'S a good egg. We like Bink. He's not problematic. He gets along well with people. He's always got a smile on his face. Bink will cuss him up out when they're not looking. But hold up, keep it real. That's what it is. Mother, Tazzy's mother. Yes, sir. We all do that, you know, and it's a sin and a shame. But yeah, we have to be responsible for us, because if not us, then things continue to happen and it goes bad for us. You know what I mean? So I think that's a big part of it. The other part of it is we've got a sense of pride, and we want to make sure that everyone around us is doing well. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to see my people thriving. You know what I mean? I had grandparents. My father's mother was born in 2004. My mother's mother was born in 2024. And they both would tell me all these amazing stories about how they never stepped foot in any restaurant that wasn't Black. They didn't know what that was. We had the best of everything. My maternal grandmother said, I don't know why my children were fighting to eat unseasoned food at lunch counters where people would probably spit in it. Word. And I was just like, bars, Mimar. Yeah. Bars. Yeah, bars. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, why do you want to give up all of your essence when they take your stuff and turn it into K-pop? They take your soul food and turn it into Paula Deen. They take your music and turn it into Bruno Mars. No, I'm good. Bruno Mars is not Black.
I know he's not Black.
Okay, cool.
Ain't he Hawaiian or something?
Yeah, he's Polynesian.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Not Hawaiian, excuse me, because that is incorrect. Polynesian.
He's Polynesian. Yeah, no, he's not Black.
Black people accept him though.
I mean,
we accept The Rock too, but at least The Rock is half Black.
Yeah.
But Bruno Mars,
we like Bruno though.
I mean, we play his.
I think he's a phenomenal artist. See, talent versus cultural appropriation are two different conversations. I love Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is always. If you look at my Apple Music right now, you open my phone, you will see. Last year, I played a lot of Bruno Mars, according to Apple. This is not about hating Bruno Mars, and that's the thing Black people got to get out of. If I'm diagnosing a thing, Bink has on a gray sweatshirt. Am I hating on his sweatshirt? Or am I saying he's got a gray sweatshirt? Bruno Mars is a culture vulture because he can do the things that Black people are no longer allowed to do in music. Name another Black person who sings, acts, dances like Bruno Mars that's played in heavy rotation like he is right now.
Anderson .Paak.
No, Anderson .Paak is half. And he also has a different type of vibe. Not the same. And he's not.
Half what?
He's half Asian.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
I didn't know.
Yeah, most people don't even realize the Black people that aren't Black people that are put in front of Black people in front of Black people.
Now, I was thought if you got an ounce of Black in
your ass is Black.
That is you Black. But here's
Black
the thing.
overrides every other race.
And this is, again, genetically, you're right. Black people do override every other race. If you have a baby with a Black woman, that baby gonna be Black. You have a baby with a Black man, that baby's gonna be Black. What Black people need to understand, especially foundational Black Americans, is what we're talking about when we talk about the one drop rule is a colonialist, racist practice that they did so that they can put everybody in a box because they want to achieve Aryan blood at all costs. That wasn't to benefit us. That was to marginalize us.
Yeah, so see, I got a problem with that whole, if you have a baby with a Black man, then the kid is Black. Mm-hmm. Because to me, this is just my opinion.
Sure.
If your mama is white and you are a woman, you are a white woman. I don't care how dark your skin is, because that's who is raising you.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm talking genetically. I'm not talking culturally.
You don't have.
No,
unfortunately, you
that's
don't.
A cultural frame of reference. That's a bit different than what I was speaking on when it comes to that. I'm talking about to Bink's point about genetics. But yeah, no, I feel like a cultural frame of reference is absolutely imperative. You know,
I ain't got no problem with the one drop rule. I ain't got no problem with it, because at the end of the day, yes, come on this side, be with us, be with us, be with us, be with us if you won't be Black. And y'all, they clearly don't want you over there. So look, I love being Black.
Yeah,
I love being Black. I don't care. I love being seasoned. I love seasonings. I love that we can dance. I love that we have rhythm.
Yes.
I love that we are the survivors of this earth.
Yes.
No matter what has happened to us in America, we have found a way to continue to thrive and survive and live. So I love being Black, and I don't never gonna look at Blackness as some sort of negative, and like they do.
They only tell us a negative while they take everything.
And a lot of that has been psychologically drilled in us that blackness is terrible. To be black is something bad. Hell no. I've always wholesale rejected that theory and that thought process.
Right.
Yeah, they do that. This happened to my daughter at a school when she was I think she was in the first grade, and the folder came home, and you know how they put the little colors on there?
Yeah.
And so white, you had a good day. Black, you had a bad day.
Oh, that would have been it for that school.
Baby, I went up to that school. I said, excuse me. I'm trying to understand why is black a bad day. And then, it's just the colors we use. Yeah, but you're subconsciously teaching these kids that it's something wrong with being black.
Yeah.
So they on the playground teasing each other. Ooh, you black.
You black, yeah.
So they changed it.
I actually, when we talk about the movie Malcolm X, how they had that scene with Denzel and the guy who was in prison, the definition, and which made me go to my dictionary and open it, and that's what it said. Yeah. So that was purposely, man wrote the dictionary.
Absolutely.
So that was purposely done. And then now that I think about the way we're around the same age, all of us, the way we came up in school and what we were taught, we were just taught about. When we talk about Black history, it was the same people. It was people who were versed in Black history that dug deeper on the side and told us other people. And then, as I got older, I wanted to make sure I knew a lot of people who everybody didn't know and their contribution to this country. And from this camera to this podcast to the GPSs, it's all African Americans painted, sculpted, structured. This country.
Yes.
And now, which leads me into this 2026. If you could sum it up, what do Black people / African American need to do to get over this hump that's coming? Because in the beginning, when the whole border thing was a big deal, we said that wasn't our fight. It's getting a little closer now. They're in Minnesota. ICE is coming. Now they're messing with the Somalians. And we know Ethiopians, Somalians, big populations in Minnesota.
Certainly.
And we still saying, it's not our fight. It's not our fight. It's getting closer. What do you say to that?
I say it's not our fight. And here's why. Black people, foundational Black Americans, here's why I reject the term African American, and I didn't for a very long time, because I understand that our history is rooted in Africa. Everything comes from Africa. Do you know who the richest African American is?
Smith?
No. Shawnee, do you know who the richest African American is? Elon Musk is the richest African American.
Because he was born in Africa.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was born in Africa.
I don't want no term that's going to confuse me with that guy. I ain't getting the hype. Nah, Charlize Theron is African American. I am not African American. I'm a foundational Black American. I need everybody to read The Day Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. I need you to read Before the Mayflower by Lee Rome Bennett Jr. We were here. Less than 3% of all, because we love talking about the same boat, less than 3% of all of the transatlantic slave trade boats dropped us off. 3%. The rest of us were already here or overbred here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's hard to overbreed 40 million people in the 200-year span. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So when it comes to foundational Black Americans, what we need to understand is, number one, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm gonna say it. Trump was right. They're taking the black jobs. They're taking the jobs. Then we got my
black jobs.
You know what black jobs are? Okay, you want to talk about it?
Yes.
The majority of minimum wage workers in this country are Black. Period.
Okay.
You can not like the term because of the man who said it, but didn't have an issue when Clinton said it. It's just like y'all ain't have an issue when Clinton ran on Make America Great Again. Yes, Clinton ran on Make America Great Again. Yes, he did. And Ronald Reagan ran on it before then. But see, y'all don't remember that because y'all just get the rewritten history. Y'all don't recite history.
I do.
And so
I remember
we know you do. You are the world's foremost expert on everything, and I love you for it. But
I don't even, was I even voting when Reagan?
No, you wasn't voting for Reagan.
No.
Clinton maybe, but not Reagan.
I don't think I
No, your first election was
for Clinton.
Yeah, you should have been old enough to vote for Clinton.
92?
Not Bush.
No, not Bush.
96.
That was Bush.
No,
96.
Yeah.
96. You should have been 19, 20, right?
Well, 96.
I graduated
96 and
I've been
2000.
18 then.
You would have been old enough to vote. Yeah. So Clinton should have been first. But my whole thing is, you have to understand that the Somalis will tell you, I know black, right? That's one. Two, you look at the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been funneled and slushed through using those Somali businesses as fronts where rich white, primarily, but not exclusively, democratically appointed people were making money on those medical transit buses and vans that never moved, the daycares that didn't have one child in them, the healthcare, home health aid businesses that never served any sick person. And all of that happened under Tim Walz, and Tim Walz and the mayor of Minnesota are sitting there dancing with Somalians and putting up flags, but black people are suffering. Now let's take Minnesota off the table for a minute and let's get a little bit more inland. Let's talk about Chicago, right? Brandon Johnson's the mayor of Chicago. He took money out of the COVID relief fund and put a bunch of illegal immigrants in the densely populated black neighborhoods, and black people who were looking for those subsidies and that money did not get it. And then there were city council meetings where black women were standing up and saying, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And what you're doing, I don't like, Mr. Mayor, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that you get voted out. And there's literally an illegal immigrant who got health care, a job, clothes for his kids, foods for his kids, and training, telling this black woman who's been paying taxes since she started working.
This is sounding Trumpy.
No, it's not Trumpy.
This is sounding Trumpy.
It's not Trumpy.
It sounded Trumpy.
How am I? Can I get it out? Or are we going to keep talking about Trump? Because when Trump died in 3 years, we still going to have these same problems, and black people still are sitting up here sacrificing for all these other people, and ain't nobody sacrificing for us.
But I reject the black job statement. Why are we striving to stay in minimum wage positions?
Who said we were? When did I say that?
I'm just saying. No, I asked you what black jobs was.
I'm asking, when did I say that? Minimum wage jobs, low skilled labor. The majority of black people who are employed are in minimum wage jobs and low skilled labor. That's statistical. That does not mean that we are minimal minded. It does not mean that we are all low skilled. That's not what I'm saying. We, over the past 25 years, you put this up, you ain't got nothing better to do, have been told to reject things like plumbing, welding, electrician, HVAC, anything that's going to allow you to have maximum skills and build your businesses in order to get a degree. And in America, regardless of color, 73% of all people who have a bachelor's or better are not working in the thing that they majored in. So that means 27% are. So last I checked, 27% on any test you can find is what?
Straight F.
It's a super F. So we got away from building skills. We got away from being producers, and we went from being the largest production and skilled labor class to being the largest consumer class in this country. People will thrive based on what we decide to buy because we've gotten out of creating and cultivating our own things. And so, yeah, when you're relying upon the system the way that we are per capita, white people are really relying on the system, but per capita, we are still the highest. That ain't got nothing to do with Trump. It's been going on since Biden got his ass in the deck on.
Before Biden, before Clinton, before Reagan, before all of them.
Exactly. So we're talking the 60s.
But does the solution continue to be? What's the solution besides all this?
Well, that's why
because politics ain't gonna do it for us.
Politics does do it for us, but you know what black people do that nobody else does? They vote and go home. Here's what I mean. If y'all wanted Kamala Harris to be president, you had an opportunity in 2020. But how many people in this room during the 2020 campaign, when Kamala Harris was running, by show of hands, actually donated to her campaign financially? How much? Because I gave her 20 thou wow.
I didn't. I gave her.
Do you know the reason Kamala Harris dropped out before Iowa? Because she wasn't getting enough donations. So the same people talking about we wanted her to be president didn't show up financially. All we do is show up to vote. But if you can't make it to the ballot, what good is that? Now tell me how that's
Dave, why don't you explain what it is? Because I think a lot of times people don't understand that they need the finances to get through the campaign.
So here's why I push back on that respectfully. If you don't understand that you need finances to run a campaign, then why is it y'all understand the second they tell y'all to tell people about millionaires and billionaires who are trying to buy elections? We don't understand lobbies. And if we don't, let me break it down. America is a business. It is a corporation that cosplays as a country. We have always been a corporation. We have never not been a corporation. We have, as long as your parents have been alive, been backed by a different standard. It used to be the gold standard. Now we're backed on, depending on who you ask, in an alternate universe for entertainment purposes only, a drug standard, because drugs never lose their value. That's why you can go over to Venezuela and Colombia and start making all of these moves and starting to get oil and other resources and things of that nature, because you want the money. If you go and watch a movie by Eddie Murphy called The Distinguished Gentleman, it tells you everything you need to know about politics better than I ever could. There's a scene where Eddie Murphy talks to Lane Smith's character and he says, well, where are you on sugar? Eddie Murphy says, where should I be? He said, well, if you're for sugar, I have money for you from high fructose corn syrup and big sugar. If you're against it, I got money from the lobbyists and the parents groups. It doesn't matter. Either way, we're getting paid. That's why when you look at these congressmen and their senators, you don't have no term limits, because they're making money. You got people who have been making money on both sides of the aisle for so long. Statistically, it's impossible. We live in a world where Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading, but Nancy Pelosi is arguably on paper the best day trader in the history of America. You
want some investment advice, kids?
Go find Nancy Pelosi's ass. She's about to retire. She can hook you up.
Hey, kids,
so
listen, that's my portfolio.
Your vote is more than just going to the ballot and pulling a lever. Your vote is your finances. I'll give you a real world personal example. In Philadelphia a few years back, there were two gentlemen, looked like you and I, went to a Starbucks, just want to go to the bathroom, and they called the cops on them. Those guys were arrested. That happened in my favorite councilman's district. So I called him on the phone. And the reason I called him on the phone is because I'm supporting this man for 15 years. He went from a state rep, he came back to city council. Now he's the president of the city council. So when I call, he answers. The next day, the CEO of Starbucks was sitting in his office. That's what happens when you put money behind your vote. And it doesn't take a lot of money. But if we had a consortium of the willing who would say, listen, this is where we're going. This is what we need. This is our agenda. Black people in a representative government do not ask for anything because we're so afraid that representation means more than actual dollars in our bank accounts. And that's the problem. So the solution is be black, build black, buy black, and avail yourself of every possible part of the political process. Because if you do not, you cannot complain when nothing happens. You can't complain when your eggs are $8. You can't complain when the jobs aren't plentiful. You can't complain when you can't get Pell Grants and student loans, because you did not tell the politician you sent to Washington or to downtown, to City Hall, or wherever, what you needed from them. And that's what we don't do. We think it's, oh, my great granddaddy died for the right to vote. Yeah, but he also died for the right for you to think about what that vote is and what you're getting for it. That's not unreasonable. Everybody else understands that. We do not. And if you don't put money and mission behind the message when you're trying to elect an official, you are going to suffer. And that's why we continue to suffer.
So basically, money is the power. So
it's not just money. It's money and an agenda and the vote. It's not, you can't, because you can have all the money in the world. And I'll give you an example. Steve Forbes tried to run for president. What's the other guy tried to run for president? He put $1 billion in the campaign. Bloomberg. Yeah. Bloomberg tried to put $1 billion in the campaign and lost. It's not just money. But I'm
talking about when I vote you in as my city council person, and I got a problem. But I ain't putting no money in your campaign, and I'm telling you I got a problem. The best way for me to get that problem solved is to put money in your campaign. Is that what I'm hearing you
Certainly,
say?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, even with that, you're a public servant. I'm just saying, like, the squeaky wheel gets it. Like, come on, everybody in here know radio. Radio is still pay to play. I don't care who says it ain't. I don't care if you're using indies. I don't care if you're doing a promotion with the record label. It's all pay to play. And the folks who are saying we're going for ads and we're going to give you this for this concert, this, that, and the third, it's all the same game. So why is it any different when it comes to the political process? We've got to start putting money behind it.
But if I voted for you and I don't have...
You're still important and you're still a constituent and you should be taken care of. Yes, absolutely. Right, you've been in radio long as I have. Shoot, probably longer now, retired. At most clubs, there's a general admission and there's a VIP section. Who gets bottle service first?
Of course.
Thank you. The end. That's it. It's the club. You ain't gotta like the rules, but the rules are the rules. There's a VIP section, and if you want to get in the VIP section, there's two ways to do that. Actually be a VIP, wait up, not your hate up, or a gang of y'all get together and you buy the VIP section.
Yeah,
That's it.
What I'm getting to is that's discouraging for people in some areas to
How?
vote, because if they don't have the money and what they're hearing is, you know what, I'm not gonna get nothing changed even if I go out and vote for this person because I don't have the money to slide in their pocket.
That's not what I'm saying. Let me put it to you another way. You know what $1.5 trillion is? That's our buying power in this country. We're really good at consuming. Damn near everybody in here got Jordans on. And it's always folks talking about, we ain't got the money. No. We do have the money. We have to be better with how we spend it. And I'm not saying it takes a lot of money, especially when we talk about local politicians. An alderman is cheap. A city council person is cheap.
But what's cheap to you, Dave?
No. This is not Dave, because Dave, I'm still the same person who was washing his nuts at the Quick Trip at 360 in Carrier. So let's not do that.
But what's cheap to you?
What's cheap to me is if 10 of y'all get together and put $100 up, that's $1,000. That gets you an audience. Y'all can't scrounge up $100?
Some people can't.
Some people can scrounge up 50, some people can scrounge up 10, some people can scrounge up 5. It does not matter. If we, the group, are putting in a certain amount of money, everything else offsets. I don't care if it's $1 damn dollar. It's $1 damn dollar, but if 300 other people are putting up 50, there's really no leg to stand on. But to say, not everybody has it, okay, cool, no problem. Well, who doesn't have it? We got you this time. Now we're going to put this agenda in place and we're going to put some money behind it so that next time you will have it. Okay. That's what a community does.
So good question. We have, I got a question for you.
Sure.
We are coming up on midterms.
Sure.
And of course, there are people that want to get people voted out and other people voted in.
Certainly. Your
suggestion for the community, get together and raise the funds for the person that you want in?
Raise funds, volunteer, knock on doors, get on phone calls, email, start getting in the group chat, start yourself a WhatsApp. I don't see, certain things are always going to work. If you're trying to win in the ratings, what do you do, Bink?
You said what?
If you're trying to win in the ratings, what do you do?
I'm just locked in. I'm gonna make people listen to the station.
How?
I'm gonna market. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna play the best music. I'm gonna have the best personalities. I'm gonna do events. I'm gonna let people see what we're doing, and I'm gonna be front center in the community.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the only way we learn. Human beings learn through repetition. People vote for people they know, like, and trust. So if you're not running your campaign like you're running for prom queen, that's problem number one. A lot of politicians don't know how to speak to people. You know what I'm saying? And that in and of itself is a problem.
I think the bigger problem is that people are putting money into situations and not getting anything back in return besides an audience and talk. Okay. I think that is the bigger issue, that a lot of people are not, that turn people off from this whole thing.
Again, you can be turned off by a lot of stuff, but it's still what it is. People are turned off by their job every single day, but they still go. They're turned off by their boss every day, but they still go. Shoot, some people turned off by their spouse.
But that's necessity. You're speaking of.
And I'm speaking of necessity because if you think the political process is not necessity, if you think that not having political power is a necessity, and I invite you to go to Stop 6 and then talk to me about how political processes are not important. It is important. You just don't like it because you're not familiar with how to make the system work for you. And that's why I wrote this book.
Oh, speaking of the book, how do we get the book? How does everybody get the book?
You can get the book at fine bookstores absolutely everywhere, but especially at therealblackagenda.com, where I sign absolutely every single one of them.
See, you got a signature right here. I got my copy.
You said you get it from where?
Therealblackagenda.com.
Therealblackagenda.com.
Absolutely. I sign every single one of them and send them out with these two hands.
The subtitle says Igniting the Revolution.
Yep.
We've talked about a lot of different things here, from community to voting to electing officials. What does that revolution look like? Because I think this one will be televised.
Yeah, I think this revolution needs.
Is this revolution for Black people?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen, I love everybody, but my responsibility is to my people first.
Yeah.
Because everybody else's responsibility is to their people first. And I think Black people need to understand that that's important. The revolution looks like cooperative group economics. The revolution looks like making sure that your children are able to eat for 2 and 3 generations and setting them up for that. Do you know, aside from the Industrial Revolution and the transatlantic slave trade in this country, the number one way that white folks got wealthy?
Banking?
No, close. Insurance. You can get a policy for $50 a month, $10 a month. Like, you start where you can start and then you grow. You know, we don't set our kids up when they're born. We like, I'm pregnant. We're gonna have this big lavish baby shower, but you could have took all that money from that baby shower and then put your kids, get your kid a Roth IRA and let that thing mature. Like, there's certain things that we need to do. We need to avail ourselves of finances. We need to also understand what they're doing to us and how they're manipulating us so that we don't allow them to continue to take advantage of us. You know, they are literally grave robbing us every single day. We are the most organ harvested community on the face of the planet. And that is not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact, and I can prove it. And I talk about it in depth in that book. It's, I'll give you an example, right? Do you know what happens after a young lady has an abortion? Do you know what happens to the fetus?
No.
Yeah. So a few things happen. Number one, it automatically goes from being a viable fetus to being called medical waste. With medical waste, you can discard it or you can sell it. And when you sell it, you can sell it to universities, you can sell it to NASA so they can harvest the melanin because of all these Mars trips they're getting ready to go on. They're literally making Mars level sunscreen out of the melanin of Black babies. That you can Google that when you've got nothing better to do. I know it sounds insane, but trust me, it's not. I did a lot of research for this book. And the thing of it is, we don't have medically competent care for our women. Our women are always overdiagnosed, told that they don't feel pain.
Right.
They say that you know, women can take it. And then do you realize that even if you're rich, more Black women die giving birth than anybody else? Yeah, Beyonce and Serena Williams both almost died giving birth to their babies. And so it's not a money thing. It's how they are conditioned to treat us. You know what I'm saying? We have areas, the majority of densely populated Black neighborhoods in America are food deserts, meaning there's not a Whole Foods, but there is a Church's Chicken and McDonald's, a Wingstop, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why we have diabetes and heart disease. And do you know what diabetes is called everywhere else? I'm sorry, do you know what Alzheimer's and dementia is called everywhere else?
No.
Type 3 diabetes, because of sugar on the brain. Sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that we need to make sure we're taking charge of that is completely up to us. And then when we're paying for services, because regardless of if you're a lobbyist or not, your tax dollars do entitle you to make sure that the person who is representing you is doing what they need to do. So we need to avail ourselves of the political process. We need to keep our behinds in the school board meetings. We need to make sure we know what the city council is doing. You know, change happens locally before it ever happens on the federal level.
Man.
And so, yeah.
Right here. The Black Agenda.
The real Black agenda.
The real Black, right here. Yeah. I want y'all to look at this.
Bink gonna get it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is live too, by the way.
Free live.
But they can get it anywhere books are sold.
Anywhere books are sold, but especially go to therealblackagenda.com. That way Jeff Bezos don't build a rocket ship off the money.
Therealblackagenda.com. And then, like in the comments, we saw it on Big Bink'S BREAKROOM podcast.
Yeah,
we can see our reach.
Do that. Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you coming through, dropping these gems. I've been watching you for a long time, being on these big podcasts. I appreciate you taking out the time to come mess with me, Mels, and Shawnee. And again, right here, The Real Black Agenda.
Yeah.
That boy Dave Anderson.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for having me. Like, to me, this is better than any quote unquote big show, because I mean, this is family. So,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, I'm happy to be back here, man.
And how do people follow you?
On all social media at The Business Bully, except for X. Because if you had X, Eli doesn't give a lot of characters. So it's DA, as in Dave Anderson, Business Bully. They're eating the dogs.
You still got the Business Bully Network, right?
I actually stopped it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Funny thing. People were like, oh, we want to network with positive things. We want to learn about business. We want to do this. Bro, I lost my shirt on that network. That thing damn near cost. I don't want to tell you how much it cost me. I'll tell you off here, but it cost me a lot. But you know, things are what they are. There's certain things that are coming that I can't talk about yet. Yeah. But this is going to be a very big year. So if you're sick of my face, you're about to be real sick of me. You're going to be so sick like Neo in 05. You're going to be sick. You're going to be sick. So I'm excited about all those things. But yeah, my YouTube channel. I've got 2 YouTube channels now. I've got the Business Bully channel, and I've got I Never Knew TV, which deals with all issues of Black people throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? I focus on foundational Black Americans first, but that channel is a diaspora channel. You know, so you get perspectives from absolutely everybody: Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Haitians, Dominicans, you know, foundational Black Americans, just, you know, mixed people, everybody. And, you know, we have a really good time there, man. But I'm always down to have real conversations and put people in position to make things happen. So.
That is. Get the book. Get the book, The Real Black Agenda.
Yes.
And we can end it like that.
That was fun.